Hello and welcome to Gungahlin Enclosed for round 3 action of the National Premier League Women's. I'm Sam Watson, your commentator. It's a clash here between the home side, Gungahlin United, and Majura FC. It's the first game of the weekend in the NPL Women's. Things kicking off here. It's actually a really interesting game between the side who are coming off a big win against Canberra Olympic in the last fixture. 3-1 winners that day against the side that won the treble last season. And to follow this game on Sunday, Olympic host Tuggeranong United. That's the next game. ANU host West Canberra Wanderers, and Belconnen United host Canberra Croatia. That'll be a massive game as well. Belconnen setting the standard early on top of the league. But Gungahlin United only played one game this season. They sit in 5th place, having only played the one. Just below Majura, who have played 2 games. They got their start to life in the NPL Women's off to a great start in round 1. 5-0 winners over ANU FC. And that's a hat-trick from their early season talisman, Carmel Lynch, who, as we're going to get to shortly, is out for quite a while. As the teams head out onto the field, we'll go through the starting lineups for both sides. For Gungahlin United, Marcial Munoz makes one change to the side that beat Olympic 2 weeks ago. In goal, number 40, Emily Pearce, continues between the sticks. It's a back 4 of number 16, Ivy Stevens, number 25, Ayla Robertson, and number 52, Maddie Percival are the centre-back partnership. And at right-back, Chelsea Haitley starts the number 15. To midfield 3, number 8, Stella DeMarco partners her sister, number 13, Nat DeMarco, with number 11, Ollie Budeweg, in the more advanced midfield position. It's a front 3 of number 7, Ginger Oliver, number 9, Megan Castle, and number 5, Darby Whiteley, who is the one change to that team coming in for Bonnie Young, who's one of 5 named on the bench, including number 2, Rachel Van Alst, number 10, Sharon Chow, number 12, Amy Moore, number 17, as I mentioned, Bonnie Young, number 18, Lillian Pitkin. That is the bench. Looking at Majura, they make 5 changes to their last league match. Of course, they most recently played midweek in the Federation Cup. They went down 8-0 to Belconnen United that day. But since their most recent league fixture, a 4-1 defeat to West Canberra Wanderers, they make 5 changes. Number 88, Olivia Kent in goals. Is a back 4 of number 21, Layla Barber at left back. Number 9, Hallie Niamache at centre back, partnered by number 56, Joanne Southam. Number 44, Vanessa Ritchie, is the right back. It's midfield 2 of number 16, Alice Johansson Cranfield, number 19, Brianna Kent. As we get underway at Gungahlin Enclosed, Stella DeMarco looking for Ivy Stevens. Just to finish off that Majura lineup, number 40, Sophia Furlanetto, holds the advanced midfield position. It's a front 3 of number 8, Abigail Richards on the left. Number 22, Olivia Martinello through the middle. And number 42, Margot Sieb on the other wing. On the bench, number 3, Eliane Lum. Number 11, Isabella Pole. Number 15, Maya Morton. Number 20, Ariana Kashan. And number 66, Virginia Singers. Our match officials in the middle, Cameron Wallace. Assistant 1 is Rick Alvarez. And assistant 2 is Brad Farmer. So those are the 2 teams. Plenty of changes for Majura from their last league fixture. And that big one, Carmel Lynch, 4 goals this season in 2 games. But injured her shoulder in the cup against Belconnen. She'll be out for around a month. Massive loss. In her place up top is Olivia Martinello. Very young forward who's looked really good early on in her life in the NPL. As Gungahlin come forward, the early ball looking for Megan Castle. It'll come for Ginger Oliver. And it's 1-0 Gungahlin. What a start to the game. No one picked her up at the back post. And she makes it 1-0. inside just around 1.5 minutes. The perfect start for Marcial Munoz's team. That ball from, I think it was Darby Whiteley, looked to be finding Megan Castle. Olivia Kent in goal for Majura, unable to get there. And Ginger Oliver arrived to open her account for the season. Gungahlin already 1-0 up. They looked really good in their most recent fixture against Olympic. Really were the better team against a side that, as I mentioned, won the league, won the grand final, won the Charity Shield last season. And they're looking really good early on here as well. Oliver looking for Stevens. Couldn't quite keep the ball in. So an early goal for Ginger Oliver, player who was so important for them again last season. Player who scored 11 goals in the league, 3 goals in the cup as well, 14 in all competitions. Really impressive season from her. She's becoming a really consistent goal scorer at this level. Majura can't quite keep the ball. It's back with Ginger Oliver, who will take this throw, playing from the left wing. Subbed off at half-time in the last game. Not a bad ball in, looking for Budeweg. Whiteley gives it back to Budeweg. Looking for DeMarco, lovely touch. Budeweg took a tumble. Now Martinello with a bit of room. And the ball was a good idea as well. Looking for Abigail Richards on that left wing. And a throw in for Vanessa Ritchie, who put in a really good performance against Belconnen. A really tough evening for them. Knocked out of the cup in their first match in the quarterfinal. Belconnen advanced to the semi-finals, but losing Lynch that second half was a really big blow for them. Didn't really offer much of a threat going forward after she went off. Here's Darby Whiteley again. Crossing, looking for DeMarco. And cleared by Brianna Kent. Really exciting game because Majura, you can see how many numbers Gungahlin have pushed forward, but Majura have opportunities potentially on the counter-attack with that front line. Getting a bit of space early on. Haven't been able to keep the ball as yet. Maddie Percival with Nat DeMarco. Bit of room for her. Darby Whiteley and plenty of room. What a ball from DeMarco. Lovely first touch by Whiteley. Cleared by Nyamache as only far as Whiteley. DeMarco with a bit of room. Trying to slip it through to Whiteley. Important touch from Hallie Nyamache, who herself has made a really impressive start to life in the NPL. One of many Majura players here who are playing under 17s football last season. They made the step up, holding their own in the top tier. It's Layla Barber with the throw. It's a good one to find Abby Richards. Robertson looking for Castle. Did really well to shrug off Hallie Nyamache. Ball comes to Olivia Kent. Comfortable one for her to claim. Martinello. Now Abby Richards. Good ball to find Barber, faced by Chelsea Haley, trying to go through a few. Majura with a bit of a good spell there. Throw goes the way of Gungahlin though. Ayla Robertson for Stella DeMarco. Given plenty of time in that midfield. Castle trying to flick it on to Whiteley. Couldn't link up with that winger. But how dangerous does that front line look? Megan Castle, a new signing from Canberra, Croatia, and scored a brace on her debut 2 weeks ago. One of which was from just inside the opposition area, chipping the goalkeeper. One for her highlight reels. Some space for Budeweg, tussling with Hallie Niamache, who was strong. Played the ball out. Both coaches, both David Roberto, the coach of Majura, and Marcial Munoz, named identical 4-3-3 lineups today. Chelsea Haitley, Natamarco. Now Ivy Stevens. Majura sat very deep, but that front line's high. Niamache didn't get there. Comes out to Stella DeMarco. Well blocked. Ginger Oliver taking on Richie and having a go into the side netting. Positive play by Ginger Oliver, though. Left Vanessa Richie trailing in a wake. And the goal kick to be taken by Joanne Southam. Looking for Margot Sieb. Robertson now, a bit of room for Nat DeMarco, who's seen plenty of the ball early on. The pass can't find Oliver. They're giving her plenty of space, which could be potentially dangerous. Both of the DeMarcos were really good against Olympic. Stella DeMarco. Look at the room for Oliver. Plenty of time. Headed clear by Niamache. Now some time for Ferlineto. Good ball, actually. Lovely first touch from Martinello. Good link up between the Majura front line. Cleared by Ayla Robertson. Here comes Martinello. Away from Robertson. Really good early involvements from Olivia Martinello. Natamarco. Back to Ayla Robertson. We played 9 minutes. Gungahlin scored in the second minute to lead 1-0. Courtesy of Ginger Oliver. Chelsea Haitley. Another good performance against Olympic. For a player played primarily in the reserves last season. Natamarco, lovely turn. Again, plenty of room. Barber didn't quite get control of the ball. Intercepted well, though. Whiteley has DeMarco square. Castle. Lovely ball to find Budeweg. What a ball to the back post for Oliver. And cleared out for a corner. That is a big let off for Majura. Ginger Oliver in front of goal. The ball at a difficult height for the number 7 to judge. They're going to play it short, though, to DeMarco. Majura asleep a little bit. Oliver to the back post. Unmarked header from Castle is wide. But defensively, Majura not quite switched on for that short corner. And that could have been 2-0. And a long way back for Majura. As I mentioned, Carmel Lynch, 4 goals in her first 2. The only other goal scorer has been Sophia Ferlineto, who bagged 2 in that round 1 game. DeMarco looking for Castle. Good strength again. Budeweg. Niamache does really well again and wins it back as well. Does not look out of place at this level. What a ball as well to find Abby Richards. Going for Majura looked dangerous. Richards ball in. Held by Emily Pearce, but really promising start for David Roberto's team, who barely threatened Belconnen's goal midweek. Richie. Ferlineto. Sees off Nat DeMarco. Richie. Won back by Oliver. Richie does really well to hold off Ginger Oliver. And they win it back, Majura. Looking to hit on the counter. That move started all from the work of Hallie Nyamache. What a player she looks like she can become. Haitley now with plenty of space and plenty of time as well. Whiteley, Barber. They sort it out in the end, Majura. Front line fairly isolated. They get the ball out to Sieb. Oliver again, tussling with Vanessa Ritchie. Oliver wants it on that right foot. Stevens. That's a good ball in. Important header. Lovely skill by Stella DeMarco. Would have been a wonderful goal from her. Couldn't keep it down though. But already that frontliner causing a bit of trouble to the Majura backline. Megan Castle in good form after her brace. Be very confident in front of goal at the moment. The way she took her 2 goals against Olympic, signs of a prolific number 9. Southam finding Martineau. Lovely first touch from Martinello. Felinetto's touch only presented the ball to Stella DeMarco. Maddie Percival now with a bit of time on the ball. That back line against Olympic was very strong. It's going to be difficult for Majura to break through. Took a penalty for Olympic to score, although they had a good end to the game. Castle again holds the ball up really well. Oliver again, look at the room. She's offside this time though. Good line held by Majura. They're still in this game. They've almost played 15 minutes. They've looked threatening at times on the counter-attack. Haven't really been able to force a shot on goal, but you can see if they get it right, it might be an opportunity on the counter-attack. Southam launching it. Sieb got an important touch. Nat DeMarco. Time for her in midfield is again. The run being made by Stevens. Opens up the field. Heavy first touch from Ivy Stevens though. Pounced on by Southam. Wanted to continue her run. Stella DeMarco. Now Ginger Oliver. Castle. Ball bobbling. Nat DeMarco. Gungahlin working the ball well. Whiteley across the face. And Kent relieved that that ball didn't roll under her legs, because Megan Castle again was in the vicinity. Olivia Kent, not the normal number 1. They were starting the season with Ingrid Larson, who was recently called up to a Junior Matildas camp. That's the quality that they've got in goals, Majura. Nat DeMarco. Chelsea Haitley. Patient in possession. Gungahlin. Stella DeMarco's going to have a go. Kent comfortable with the save. She'll look long. Opportunity for her to put her name in the ring to be potentially starting for Majura. Olivia Martinello definitely is. What a great ball that would have been. Now Nat DeMarco back to Maddie Percival. Ayla Robertson. Haitley again. Budaweg couldn't find a teammate. Now, Maddie Percival, Ivy Stevens with a bit of room. One of quite a few Gungahlin players as well who are playing predominantly reserves in 2024. Part of a Gungahlin United side that won the grand final, won the league. Percival. Top quality performance from her against Olympic. One of the best defenders in the league, without a doubt. Now Stella DeMarco. Darby Whiteley. Run being made by Budaweg. Shut down by Furlaneto. They're not really allowing much time on the ball for those players when they get more advanced. Budaweg again. Oliver hugging that touchline in plenty of room. Richie giving her a bit of room. Stella DeMarco. Majura sat deep. Oliver's ball finds Megan Castle. And it's over the crossbar. What a ball from Oliver. That's the quality she possesses. It was those two that linked up for the opening goal in that round 2 game at Olympic. Castle's first in Gungahlin colours. What a ball from Oliver. Megan Castle is proving to be difficult to contain for that Majura backline. It's Joanne Southam again taking the goal kicks. Lovely first touch again from Martinello. But Joanne Southam at the back, one of many players from Majura who came over from ANU Women's Football Club this season. Plenty of them on the field and on the bench. Percival. DeMarco pressured by Furlaneto, who's another one who was at ANU last season. Percival. Now Ayla Robertson over on this right-hand side. Momentarily swapped places with Chelsea Haitley, who's on the ball now. Now Emily Pearce. New signing they brought in from Tuggeranong United. Vanessa Ritchie making the interception. Oliver wins out in that duel again. That'll be a really good one to watch for the rest of the game. Chelsea Haitley on the ball, still in a central position. Robertson. Now Haitley. Gungahlin dominating possession. Stevens. Now DeMarco again. Majura not tempted into the press. Holding their shape. Castle. Well played again by Megan Castle. Robertson looking for Whiteley, who controlled it well. Kent is coming out. She has to run back into her net. Ayla Robertson looking for Budaweg. Away by Southam off the chest. It's a corner for Gungahlin. They're looking to get those crosses in. And it's causing a bit of havoc in the back line. Ginger Oliver heading over to take this one. Such a dangerous deliverer of the football. We saw what her right foot could do just a few minutes ago. What can she do for Gungahlin here? Just over 20 minutes in. Ginger Oliver looking to the back post for Percival. And cleared by Southam. Hunted down by Ritchie, who's kept it in. Determined work by Ritchie. finding Margot Zeeb. The throw goes the way of Gungahlin. Castle made the run untracked before Johansson Cranfield got there. Stella DeMarco. Lovely footwork from her. Oliver trying to find Stella DeMarco. Budeweg's going to have a go. And Kent comfortable that it'd roll behind for a goal kick. So Gungahlin leading 1-0. They've dominated possession. They've had the better chances. They deservedly lead. But Majura are showing a few more signs of an attacking threat than they did when they played Belconnen midweek. Southam, Felineto. Stevens does really well to hold off Margot Zeeb. Now Ayla Robertson. Run being made by Stevens. Natamarco. Percival. Oliver. Stevens. Southam watching the run. Great tackle from Joanne Southam. Won the ball cleanly on Ivy Stevens. Now Megan Castle making another run. Majura have to keep tabs on her, but it's easier said than done at the moment. Martinello. Stella DeMarco now. Maddie Percival. And her ball unable to find a teammate. Vanessa Ritchie with the throw, looking for Margot Zeeb. Two more players who were at ANU last season. Castle looked really sharp early on. Oliver, what a ball that is. Layla Barber working hard to force DeMarco back. Bit of room for Whiteley, but Haley went for DeMarco. Budeweg. The football Gungahlin are playing at times is really nice to watch. Oliver trying to get inside Joanne Southam, who's had a really good start to the game in the centre of defence. It's not a bad centre-back partnership with Nyamache and Southam. They've worked this well again, Gungahlin. And the ball's found Darby Whiteley. And the shot, did it hit an arm? No appeals for Gungahlin players. Barber has to look for the sideline. Didn't really have any other option with Darby Whiteley coming to shut her down. Maddie Percival on the ball. It's just wave after wave of Gungahlin pressure at the moment. The football they're playing at times, Majura can't really get close to them. Moving the ball so quickly from one side to the other. Castle, great strength again. Well shot down by Nyamache. Oliver. Good determination by Ritchie. Forces Oliver to comfortably find the arms of Olivia Kent. She'll look long. Lovely first touch again from Martinello. She's done that really well in this game. Taking down those high balls. Run being made by Abby Richards. Martinello finds Richards, who keeps it in. Richards looking back for Martinello, who's been their main outlet in attack, but the move breaks down. The pass was on for Richards, but Martinello maybe held on a bit too long. Oliver. From one end to the other. teasing Richie, and she recovered really well. Didn't dive in at all. Really well defended by Vanessa Richie. Well won back by Percival. Oliver, Castle, Budeweg. Now Stella DeMarco. Budeweg, Castle. He's got past 2 or 3 challenges there. Whiteley's ball back in, finding Megan Castle. And that's an important touch from, I think, Southam. Looked like she got something on that. Forced Megan Castle to produce an air swing in the end. Stevens, Nat DeMarco. Plenty of room for her again. Stevens, they'll be forced to cross the ball in again. Cleared by Nyamachi. Comes out as far as Stella DeMarco. And it's held by Olivia Kent. Again, comfortable claim for the goalkeeper, who's been assured at the back. Header won by Maddie Percival. Now Vanessa Ritchie. Natsamako. Plenty of room for Stella. Darby Whiteley, lovely touch inside. Budeweg making the run. She's found Ollie Budeweg, her ball across. Important touch by Olivia Kent in goal. Now Stella DeMarco. Hanson Cranfield pressing her. That cross. Felinetto missed the clearance. Budeweg, room for Stella DeMarco. The shot's been on from that distance. What a ball from Stella DeMarco to find her sister Nat. Kent again there. She's going to look long. And a bit of a confusion for Gungahlin. They've won the ball here through Margot Sieb. In strongly was Ayla Robertson, though. What a tackle. Again. Now Nyamache. Back it goes to Emily Pierce. Lee Budeweg. Good ball to find Haley. The run being made by Darby Whiteley. Marcia Munoz. A bit of a strong command to get the ball forward. Unhappy with the time potentially Gungahlin took playing the ball around at the back. Whiteley. Well held up by Castle. Foul given. Munoz again asking for a bit more speed in their play. Stella DeMarco looks like she's going to potentially play this one in. Only 2 in the area at the moment. Ginger Oliver lurking on the edge of the box at the back post. Stella DeMarco plays it short to Whiteley. Nyamache quick to close her down. Did really well. Hallie Nyamache looked very comfortable again against the team as well. That unpicked Canberra Olympic team with the best defence last season. Layla Barber wins the throw. Emily Pierce. Maddie Percival able to drive through Majura. Castle does really well to hold on to possession again. And the run was made by Whiteley. Castle's at the near post if she can find her. And the ball trickles wide. Ritchie had to be aware because Oliver was coming in to close her down. And she's kept the ball in. She's found Margot Sieb, who's done well under pressure to get there. Stevens. Ayla Robertson. Majura frustrating Gungahlin at the moment. They've had all the possession. They've been creating chances, but Majura are holding on defensively. But you feel at the moment it might just be a matter of time before Gungahlin make one of their many chances count. They haven't been always clear-cut. Whiteley's going to have a go. Seen wide again. Not one that will threaten the net of Olivia Kent. And they'll take their goal kick short. Joanne Southam will look long, won't find a teammate. Ball returns to Gungahlin. So we've played 34 minutes. It was a goal that came inside 2 minutes from Ginger Oliver from close range. What a ball that is again. Has found Darby Whiteley. I don't know if she expected to be on the end of that one. She's looking back for Nat DeMarco, away by Brianna Kent. Whiteley skips past Barber, cuts it back, and the Amache there again. Budeweg's having a go. And again, Majura holding on. Lovely play. That is, and what a ball. Bit too long for Martinello. But how nice was that? They've given the ball away. It's come to Olivia Martinello. The goalkeeper's off her line. It's not a bad effort at all from Olivia Martinello. And a bit of encouragement for Majura now. And that is the danger of the 1-0 scoreline. But full credit to Brianna Kent, who completely opened up the defence. Great footwork to start with, and what a ball. Idea was really good to find Martinello. And Majura pressing high. Calls from David Roberto. He wants them pressing high, but they're leaving gaps at the back. Can they get numbers back quickly? Oliver forced back. Castle, they've worked this out well. Gungahlin. Nat DeMarco making the run, intercepted by Ritchie. I think Oliver's offside. Really bright period of play for Majura. Really good effort as well from Martinello. Really difficult on the right foot. Pierce looked to be getting back in time as well. So it had to be so precise to beat the goalkeeper. And the first real big chance for Majura. And while it remains 1-0, anything can happen really. Majura potentially comfortable at the moment the way the game's going. They've held off Gungahlin's attempts for 34 minutes of the game. Brianna Kent, lovely turn again. One back by Budeweg. Oliver, Nat DeMarco. This is really nicely played. Well defended by Southam again. Stella DeMarco with a bit of room to have a go again. She might chip the goalkeeper, and she has. What a goal from Stella DeMarco. Just a few minutes after Majura looked like they could bring the scores level. Gungahlin doubled their lead with just under 10 minutes left of the game. What a finish from Stella DeMarco, who's threatened a few times in that position. That is her first goal of the season. Only scored one in 2024. She's got an early one this season. Can Majura hit back? Bit of room for Chelsea Haitley to drive into. Great run from Haitley, and she's found Megan Castle round the goalkeeper, and she's finished it. What a finish from Castle, so composed. 2 goals in 2 minutes for Gungahlin, and they're starting to run away with the game late in the first half. That's 3 goals in 2 games for Megan Castle. What a signing she's been. And Majura learning the harsh realities of life in the NPL. They did so well to create that opening just a few minutes ago. And Gungahlin hit back with 2 goals to finish the half really strongly. They might want more here. Castle, Kent, Niamache. And similar to the game against Belconnen, they defended well at times in that game, but it was just moments of quality that they were just unable to defend as a team. And the same again, because Gungahlin are looking really good this season. Hasn't been the ideal first half. They might have wanted to score a few more goals earlier in the half, but overall they look a really good team. Stevens, what a ball that is to find Castle. It comes out to Budaweg, and Barber was there. Prods it away. Now Abby Richards. Well defended by Castle. Megan Castle, who scored 8 goals in 2024. One of them came in that elimination final against Gungahlin. So they'll be happy to have her on the team now, having knocked them out in the 92nd minute. Now Ayla Robertson. Got 5 minutes left of regulation time in this first half. Can Majura grab a goal back or something to take into the second half? A bit of positivity. At the moment, it's all Gungahlin. Stella DeMarco, will she have a go again? Chelsea Haitley. Well defended by Barber. It's going to be a corner though. And Ginger Oliver is heading over to swing this one in again. So the Majura defence be on high alert, having seen what she can produce so far. It'll be a right-footed in-swinger from Ginger Oliver. And it doesn't beat the first. Doesn't beat the player at the near post. It'll be another attempt for Ginger Oliver. And again, DeMarco in plenty of room. Everyone back for Majura. DeMarco's ball to the back post, finding Maddie Percival. And that's 4-0. A well-worked set piece. Majura unable to pick up their markers. Plenty of space for DeMarco to deliver that one. And all of a sudden, it was 1-0 for most of the half. It's now 4. And that is a difficult pill to swallow for David Roberto. Especially considering that Martinello chance. But Majura can take positives from this first half. ignoring the final few minutes. Natamarco, lovely work again. It did feel, though, that it was only a matter of time before Gungahlin would make some of their chances pay, given the quality of the players in this team. Ivy Stevens has Oliver to her left. She might continue the run. Another good ball from Oliver, unable to pick up their markers again. Stella DeMarco's having a shot, and it's wide. But what an effort that was from DeMarco from outside the box. And they're going to play the goal kick short again, or Joanne Southam might get it up the field again. We've seen Olivia Martinello control these really nicely. She's held up the ball well at times. It's looking for her again. Flicked on by Stella DeMarco. Ayla Robertson. That Majura front line has always been high. There's been quite a large gap at times in that midfield for Stella and Nat DeMarco to roam free in. They're ready for any slip-ups defensively. Gungahlin haven't really produced any and haven't looked likely of doing that. Ivy Stevens up from left back. Her ball to the near post, held by Ken. And again, the ball be put long to Martinello. Plenty of room in the midfield again. Nat DeMarco. Will she have a go? She works it wide well to Darby Whiteley. Good hands again from Kent. Just got around about a minute left, plus any added on times. There hasn't really been any significant stoppages. It's been quite a free-flowing game. Abby Richards finding Martinello. Does really well again. And holds off Darby Whiteley. What a player Majura have got in their hands. So much more to come from her. Ritchie gets there ahead of Oliver again. She's had a good game. Oliver getting back though. Good defensive effort. Ivy Stevens seeing the ball out of play. Good pressure by Vanessa Ritchie. And she'll take the throw. She'll look long for Margot Sieb. Big collision there. The cross from Ferlanetto, not quite away. Sieb up in the air. Martinello trying to hunt down Ollie Budeweg. Layla Barber to Halit Niamache. Vanessa Ritchie has been one of Majura's best, both defensively and going forward, as we saw then. The run being made by Sieb, picked up by Ginger Oliver. And those two will go at it again. Oliver burns her off and tries to take on Southam, who does well to hold her up. Oliver. Now Stella DeMarco. It's her type of range. Budeweg cutting inside. Looking for Nat DeMarco. Is she onside? She's not. She's finished it well. The flag is up on that far side. Not a bad idea from Ollie Budeweg. But Nat DeMarco run into an offside position. Credit to that Majura backline as well. Stepping up. Long ball from Southam. Header won by Stella DeMarco. Castle. Nice turn. Nat DeMarco. Held off by Niamache. Budeweg. Stella DeMarco. And a player goes for a Gungahlin throw. That's Marco. Looking for Budeweg. Trying to link up with Haley. Wasn't a bad idea in the end. Worked out well. Haley's ball in. And Castle unable to make contact. And that is the halftime whistle. Only had around 2 minutes additional time. Gungahlin United lead Majura by 4-0. It's been a really dominant first half by the home side here in terms of possession and chances. Majura have done well defensively for most of the game, but following a big chance for Olivia Martinello to try and chip the goalkeeper, Gungahlin responded with 3 quick-fire goals to potentially put the game to bed on half-time. So the score is at half-time Gungahlin United 4, Majura FC 0. Hello and welcome back to Gungahlin Enclosed. Time for the second half of this game. Gungahlin United lead 4-0 at the break, courtesy of 4 different goal scorers. They got things started on 2 minutes. Ginger Oliver arriving to give the home side the lead before a period of Majura holding off. Their attacking threat was shot down by a quick fire treble. Started off by a wonder goal from Stella DeMarco from long range, followed up by Megan Castle, adding her 3rd in 2 games for the club, before Maddie Percival made it 4 just a few minutes before the break. And we're nearly ready for the second half. It's been a fairly uneventful game for referee Cameron Wallace to manage, and we're nearly set for him to get us back underway. Looks like there's been 1 change to the Gungahlin starting lineup, or 2 changes potentially. Darby Whiteley has stayed on. Ginger Oliver, who opened the scoring, has departed, and on comes Bonnie Young in her place. And it looks like the other change is Ollie Budeweg, replaced by Rachel Van Alst. Those are the 2 changes. Maddie Percival getting forward early on from centre back, trying to power her way through. Now Van Alst had some good involvements off the bench against Olympic. So head coach Marcial Munoz shuffling the pack a little bit. Maddie Percival's stayed in a more advanced position now. Stella DeMarco deputising for her. Bonnie Young has the ball here. Player who scored last round against Olympic. Had a really good game as well. Was dangerous off that wing. Stella DeMarco in range again, having a go with her left foot. Lovely turn away. She's going to shoot again. Not a bad effort. Turned away from Johansa Cranfield, who was bearing down on her. Bonnie Young on this right wing primarily played in the reserves last season. Abby Riches trying to take on Ayla Robertson here. Did enough. Riches' cross puts it out for Majura, who have the first corner of the game. Is there going to be a substitution for Majura? Well, we've played 4 minutes. We're into the 50th minute, and there is an early change, which is surprising given the proximity to halftime. On comes Maya Morton. And I think it's Margot Sieb who is coming off. So interesting one. Meanwhile, here's the corner from Brianna Kent. Looking for a teammate. It was a dangerous delivery. Yamache's coming out. Young's done well to hold on to the ball. And a chance goes begging for Majura, but really dangerous set piece. So Layla Barber has slotted into that right wing position. Morton's come over to left back. Whiteley's away from Ritchie, like she's not even there. Well defended by Southam. Whiteley went down, potentially asking the question of a penalty, but no one really appealing. It's a corner for Gungahlin United. And without Ginger Oliver, it'll be Bonnie Young who'll head over to take this one. Scored 16 goals in the reserves last season. She's going to have a go on goal here. Held by Olivia Kent. And she's looking upfield. Header won by Percival. Into a not very helpful area. So many Gungahlin players. Darby Whiteley's had a really good game. As has Chelsea Haitley. Just need to confirm that she got the assist for the first goal. And she also got the assist for Megan Castle's goal. So from fullback, she's on 2 assists for this game. Really great game from her so far. Put in a really good ball for Ginger Oliver to open the scoring. Looks very tight in possession as well. Brianna Kent standing over this one. Seems like she's the one on set pieces. And her ball hit Megan Castle. And the ball from Darby Whiteley. Couldn't link up with Castle. It's going to be Maya Morton. With the throw, didn't quite get a hold of it. Lovely skill by Whiteley linking up with Van Alst. Great football again from Gungahlin, working it from one side to the other. Around the pressure. Yamache does so well to hold on to possession. Felaneto unable to find the pass. Van Alst has found Castle, who's onside, and her touch is a little bit too heavy. Lovely work again from Young, who's kept the ball in. She's got to the byline, cut it back for Castle, and mishits it. Rachel Van Alst hits it over the bar. Gungahlin have picked up where they left off in this second half. And Megan Castle could have a few more goals today. Missed that one. She's got her one, but I'm sure she's hungry for more. Olivia Kent with the goal kick. Is going to play it to Joanne Southam, who'll look long. So Majura can push numbers forward. Ball won by Stevens. Nice interchange with Bonnie Young. Stevens away from Ritchie. Did keep the ball in. Southam didn't get there, didn't deal with it. It's Bonnie Young, well defended by Nyamache, who can drive out of defence and find Layla Barber, who'll leave it for Martinello. The run continuing from Barber. Martinello looking inside at her pass, can't find Johansson Cranfield. Whiteley. Now Chelsea Haitley. Well defended by Alice Johansson Cranfield. But you saw just then a few of the glimpses we were seeing in the first half. There is room for Majura if they can link up those passes. Haven't been able to do so far. Darby Whiteley. Lovely skill by Brianna Kent, who's had some really nice touches. Martinello putting the pressure on Stella DeMarco. How well she done there with 2 players on her. Maddie Percival. The pressure applied by Barber. Leaving space in behind for Stevens. Bonnie Young making the run. Well defended by Ritchie. They've got it back though. Ivy Stevens into the area. It's Ivy Stevens. What a save by Olivia Kent to deny the fullback. Yamache, Van Alst. Tussle with possession. And the referee has given the free kick the way of Gungahlin. Yamache not happy with that decision at all. Looked to be a bit of a 50-50. A set-piece opportunity now for Bonnie Young. Not the nicest position on the field. Very central is Young. Lining up a shot here potentially. It's Bonnie Young's effort. And it wasn't a bad effort at all. Looked to be dipping, didn't quite dip in time. But from that distance, a really great shot from Bonnie Young. Looking to make it 2 goals in 2 games. Having scored the goal to kill off Olympics fight back 2 weeks ago. Arriving at the back post on the counter-attack. Southam looking for Martinello. Van Alst, lovely footwork from Van Alst. Percival, Stella DeMarco. So tidy midfield, hasn't really lost the ball all game or made a significant error. Ayla Robertson with Chelsea Haitley to her right. Robertson for Maddie Percival. Young made the run inside. And she gets on the end of it. Good hard work by Bonnie Young. Throw goes the way of Majura though. It's going to be Vanessa Ritchie with the throw. Off the head of Stevens, who nearly found the back of the net. Her long throw looking for Megan Castle. Great throw from Stevens. Castle taking on Ritchie. Gets it back from Young. Those two not quite on the same wavelength. Throw goes, goal kick goes the way of Majura. Almost played an hour of football here at Gungahlin Enclosed. Really nice evening for football. Bit of a breeze blowing, but otherwise nice temperature. Lovely first touch. How about that from Nat DeMarco? Gets it back. Van Alst. Whiteley. Morton does well. Lovely work from Darby Whiteley with the body feint. And Morton wins out in the end and beats her marker. Maya Morton looking for Martinello. It'll come out for Layla Barr, but not just not able to find their teammates Majura. And that is the significant difference between these two. Hasn't been a bad performance at all from Majura. Whiteley taking on Morton, beats her this time. Cleared by Nyamache and Johansson Cranfield, but look at the room for the midfield again. David Roberto urging his team to step out. Picked up by Southam. Not really looking for a teammate there. Ayla Robertson. Now Ivy Stevens. Nat DeMarco. Stevens gets it back. Trying to take on Ferla Neto. Ritchie trying to drive out of defense. As the wind picks up here a little bit. Bonnie Young's going to play the ball in first time. Important touch from Nyamache. And Joanne Southam didn't quite get there. Lovely play again from Stella DeMarco, who sets it off for Maddie Percival. Darby Whiteley. Calmly done. Can't find Haitley though. Richards. Kent. Lovely footwork again. Robertson. Back to Emily Pearce. Now Ayla Robertson. Chelsea Haitley. Bit of a high line for Majura. Have they broken it? Nat DeMarco's waiting in the back post. Important interception again by Hallie Nyamache. And gets it back again. Castle bearing down on her. Martinello, lovely turn. She can drive forward. Goes inside Van Alst. Not a bad effort to find Layla Barber. Well played by Martinello. Tries to win it back off Stevens, who did well. Castle Recycling possession back with Chelsea Haitley. Gungahlin still stretching the pitch. Bonnie Young in plenty of room on that left-hand side. And Majura potentially preparing a change. Here's Young with plenty of room. Ritchie getting back. Young cuts inside and shoots. Olivia Kent behind it. Good play though from Bonnie Young. Martinello again has held up the ball so well. And can't quite find Layla Barber. Well intercepted by Ivy Stevens, who's had a really strong game at left back. Haitley. Robertson. And Morton didn't get there. She's getting back now. And she's recovered really well, May Morton. She's kept the ball in as well. The amateur opted to get rid. A sub being made by Majura now. Brianna Kent set to be replaced by Ariana Kashan. Really good performance from Brianna Kent in midfield. She was the one that opened up that opportunity for Martinello to eventually get that shot off from long range. Hopefully more to come from Brianna Kent. In the NPL women's, another player who was playing under 17s football last season, making the step up to first grade seamlessly. Here's the new player on the field, Kashan. Lovely play again by Stella DeMarco. Nat DeMarco pushing Ivy Stevens wide. Young gives it up to Johansen Cranfield. Another aimless ball forward for Majura. Still can't find their teammates with those passes into the final third. If they can, you feel like they have a real chance of threatening that Emily Pierce's net. Robertson, well defended by Abby Richards, who for now is the central striker with Olivia Martinello off the left-hand side. Two more changes being prepared. Amy Moore is replacing the goal scorer Stella DeMarco. And Chelsea Haitley as well. 2 assists for her today. Is off for one of her teammates. Will confirm in just a moment. Looks like it's Lillian Pitkin who's come over to replace her in right back. That through ball well held up again by Castle. Surrounded by players there. Used her strength to win the ball. Martinello. Van Alst looked really good off the bench as well. Well won by Johansen Cranfield. Here's Martinello. Back to Morton. Nicely done by Johansen Cranfield in midfield. Martinello. Majura have grown into the second half. Pitkin flicking the ball up into the air and out of play. Amy Moore as well on in midfield. Player who captained Gungahlin in reserve grade last season, captained them to that grand final win as well. Here's Castle. Again, great first touch. Giving it to Amy Moore, who scored 1 goal last season. Bonnie Young now Looking to cut inside. Richie reads it really well again. Rachel Van Alst's effort is a stunner. What an effort from Rachel Van Alst. And that's 5. And that is, you got to feel, the game done. Another shot from outside the box. That finds the back of the net. What a great goal by Rachel Van Alst, who's been at Gungahlin for most of her life. Been a long-term servant of the club. And gets her season off and running with a really great goal. And that's 5-0 now. Potentially a bit harsh on Majura, have had some good moments, but they've been undone by moments of quality. Morton, Kent, Richards, Felineto. They've got numbers. They just couldn't capitalise on that moment. Percival, Robertson. The good mentality shown by David Roberto's team to bounce back from it, conceding a goal. They're still full of running. They're still hungry to win the ball back. Felineto putting pressure on the goal scorer, Rachel Van Alst. Emily Pearce to Maddie Percival. Amy Moore receiving possession. Good pass to find Stevens. The run being made again by Bonnie Young, who's been a menace. She's away from Vanessa Ritchie. It's Bonnie Young, and it's wide. But she's getting closer and closer to opening her account in this game. Vanessa Ritchie has had a really tough job up against Bonnie Young, who's been a willing runner down that left wing. And it looks like there's going to be a change in the sides of the fullbacks. Vanessa Ritchie heading over to left side. Maya Morton over to the right. So potentially is that David Roberto dealing with the trouble that Bonnie Young is causing his defence. Stevens trying to drive her way through. Felineto, won by Darby Whiteley. Good run off the shoulder by Amy Moore. Driving into midfield. Kashan put the pressure on. Van Alst. Whiteley up against Ritchie. And Whiteley's away from Ritchie. Ritchie did really well to recover. Whiteley with the step overs. It's a corner. So she might have got a little touch. And Bonnie Young will head over to take this one. Percival has stayed back, but Ayla Robertson making her way forward. It's going to be Bonnie Young's delivery with the right foot. It's a dangerous one, flicked on by Whiteley. Comes out to Castle. Back to Nat DeMarco. Amy Moore's going to have a go. And it trickles harmlessly towards Olivia Kent. So just around 20 minutes left of this game. Martinello in strongly with Amy Young. What have Majura got? Early ball from Young was a really good idea. Who's now swapped over to the right-hand side to match the change in fullback. So it's going to be Young up against Ritchie again. Maya Morton now with a throw. Martinello. Great ball to find Abby Richards. The run being made on the overlap by Ritchie. Difficult one to keep in though. Picking back to Ayla Robertson. Emily Pearce. Now Percival. Robertson for Castle. Now a bit of room for Pitkin. Sending Bonnie Young down the wing. Niamache coming over to close her down. And the cross. Can't find a teammate. Niamache coming over, potentially rushed Young. And the fullback switch is made again. So David Roberto really keen to shut down Bonnie Young. Ritchie over to the right. Morton over to the left. Niamache only finding Van Alst. Young causing havoc again. Pitkin read it well. Up it goes by Furlaneto. Abby Richards has had a difficult task up top. Furlaneto. Important interception by Robertson. Natamarco. Back for Percival. Rachel Van Alst. So Gungahlin at this rate look to be starting the season with 6 points from a possible 6. But next week they've got a really difficult game up against Belconnen United, the league leaders, along with West Canberra Wanderers. They then follow that up with a trip to Tuggeranong. Or Tuggeranong coming here to Gungahlin Enclosed before heading to West Canberra. And then ANU, so following their difficult game with Belconnen, potentially more winnable fixtures to come with them. Johansen Cranfield's having a go. Not a bad effort. It did have Emily Pearce a little bit worried. Majura's run is a difficult one to follow this game. They host Olympic in round 4. They travel to Croatia in round 5. And then they host Belconnen in round 6. Have to be careful playing out from here. Van Alst, they've done really well in the end. Again, they've just passed their way out of danger. They've given it away though to Alyssa Barber. Furlaneto trying to take on Percival. There was only going to be one winner. The way Maddie Percival is playing her football. She's driving forward as well. Castle playing on the shoulder. Ready to receive potentially. Look at the room. Gungahlin having the passes intercepted by Morton. And she's quick. You can see why Roberto's put her onto Mark Bonnie Young. Picked up by Moore though. Look at the room for Whiteley if they can find her. And Majura have done really well to force them over to this side. Van Alst calmly plays it off in midfield. Emily Pearce. Now, Maddie Percival heading into the final 15 minutes of this game. 5-0. An accurate reflection of the scoreline if you consider the quality. And what a ball that is from Castle. What a run from Nat DeMarco. This to seal it. DeMarco, important touch from Kent. And she squares it to Darby Whiteley, who completely misses her kick. And a big chance goes begging for Gungahlin. Nat DeMarco's on the ground. Darby Whiteley, hands on hips. Not sure how that happened. But what a move, and it's down to the quality of Megan Castle to hold off her marker, turn and play that ball. What a run by Nat DeMarco. Calmly around the goalkeeper, who did really well. Got to give credit to Olivia Kent to get a hand on it. And the composure of Nat DeMarco with an open goal potentially blocked by 2 players. Opted to square it to Whiteley. He couldn't finish. Lovely play by Moore. Nat DeMarco finding Megan Castle. And again, Kent does well to get a hand on it. Whiteley. Gungahlin are playing some really nice football here. Whiteley's cross shot down by Ritchie. And another chance. He's well defended by Majura, particularly Olivia Kent, who's been reading those ones so effectively. It was two she read really well within a few minutes of each other. Felineto aware of the run being made by Nat DeMarco this time. Ball in from Whiteley's a really good one. And nearly an own goal off the head of Joanne Southam. Important touch though, because it was a dangerous delivery from Darby Whiteley. And a corner for Bonnie Young to swing in. Plenty of numbers lurking at the back post. Young looking near post, flicked on by Nat DeMarco. Castle couldn't keep it in the end. And she probably should have. She thought it was Gungahlin's corner. No one touched the flick on from Nat DeMarco though. But next week's game, the way Gungahlin are playing at the moment, and their game against Belconnen can't be missed. It's going to be really interesting to see who wins out of those two teams. They are looking really good to start 2025. They have spurned a few chances here today. They'll have to be a bit more clinical against Belconnen if they want to get a result away. Ritchie and Whiteley's won the ball. Whiteley's around Ritchie, lovely step over. She's kept it in as well. Ritchie does really well to stick to a task. She hasn't really been given a rest, Vanessa Ritchie. She's been under the pump all game. So held her own more often than not. Amy Moore gives a foul away. Chance for Majura to push numbers forward. It's been some good performances from their end as well. At times that centre-back partnership's been really strong. Ritchie's been strong. And going forward, Olivia Martinello's had some really nice involvements. At times potentially hasn't been found by teammates. Nat DeMarco looking for Castle, who's after this one. Kent opting for safety. Bonnie Young quickly over to take the throw. Run being made by Van Alst. Missed by Morton. Away by Nyamache. It's another corner as we head into the final 10 minutes. Bonnie Young ready to whip this one in. Looking near post, out by Southam, who's stayed down after that one. Young's done really well to skip clear of her marker. She's around 3 players. She goes down. It's a penalty. Bonnie Young's been tormenting that defence for the entirety of this second half. She's done so well yet again. Will she want the penalty? I think Megan Castle wants it. There will be a conversation between who wants the penalty. Substitutes being prepared. Bonnie Young wants to take this one. Castle wanted it as well. But having won the penalty, Bonnie Young will step up to make it 2 goals in 2 games to start the 2025 season. She's been so good all second half. Can she cap it off with a goal? Up against Olivia Kent. It's Bonnie Young. It's 6-0. It's a deserved goal for her today. It's 2 goals in 2 games. And it's the game wrapped up for Gungahlin United. Bonnie Young, who won the penalty, wanted it when Castle was standing over it. And she put it away so confidently, low and hard. We've seen 3 changes for Majura being prepared. Virginia Singers, Eliane Lum, and Isabella Pole all head on. Ali Nyamache is off, as is a few other players. Just confirm in a minute that Pole has slotted into midfield with Kashan. Lovely involvement from Kashan there. Pole's first involvement is to play to Morton. Martinello has done so well to hold on to the ball again. Out of play goes off Martinello. Pitkin did really well. Out of play goes by Pole. But more players who were a part of the under-17 setup getting minutes. And Young has clipped the heels. It's an unfortunate one because Whiteley was waiting in plenty of space on that left-hand side. Eliane Lum has headed up front. It looks like Abby Richards has come off. Lovely play again by Martinello, won by Van Alst. And Martinello looks to be hobbling a little bit. DeMarco has found Darby Whiteley in plenty of room, and her shot hits the crossbar. And Darby Whiteley getting frustrated that she hasn't scored today. Turned away almost in disgust as it clipped the woodwork. Can Majura grab a goal back? Hasn't been as bad as potentially the scoreline says, but Gungahlin, you've got to feel probably been deserving of scoring a few goals. Van Alst to Amy Moore. Lovely pass from Moore to find DeMarco. How about the feet from Nat DeMarco? What a finish. What a goal from Nat DeMarco. And that's 7 for Gungahlin. And that is the quality that they have all over the team. They've spread the goals around. Yet again, what a finish from Nat DeMarco. And that is 7. Seven different goal scorers. Not something you see a lot, but that must be really pleasing for Marcial Munoz and his team. Maddie Percival, Stella DeMarco, Megan Castle, Ginger Oliver, Rachel Van Alst, and Bonnie Young. All scoring, all goals of high quality as well. They can score from anywhere, any position on the field. It's a really great quality to have. Players off the bench contributing as well. Here's Van Alst. Nat DeMarco making another great run. Van Alst does really well. They're really in the mood now, Gungahlin. What a ball from Van Alst. What a header from Singers, I think it was. And the pressure just keeps on coming from Gungahlin United. Too good in attack. Really stable defensively as well. Amy Moore, who's also looked really sharp off the bench. Who hasn't? Darby Whiteley, run being made by Bonnie Young. Singers gets enough on it. Comes out to Moore. Megan Castle stayed down. She's getting up now. Lovely touch from Martinello to take her away from Pitkin. Lovely turn as well. What a player they've got. There was always going to be questions about how they deal without Kamal Lynch, but Olivia Martinello is proving to be the outlet for her team. The go-to player when they go forward. Pressure by Elian Lam here. Player who scored this season a really great goal for Majura in the Charity Shield. A free kick from well outside the penalty area. Good to see her getting some experience in the NPL Women's. Natamarka's making a run in plenty of room again. Lots of numbers forward. Ivy Stevens. Everyone wants to get in on the act now. Van Alst. Young. Again. Dangerous. What a ball in as well. Wasn't really read by Castle. Or Whiteley. Potentially half a shot, half a cross. We've just got about 3 minutes left of the game. Gungahlin lead Majura 7-0. And at times, Majura haven't really been able to defend them. The goals have been that good. What a ball again from Nat DeMarco. Megan Castle's in for 8, and it is 8. What a great goal again. And Castle has back-to-back braces. She's the first player today to score more than one goal. What a great finish from her, capping off a 5-star showing from Gungahlin, and a great individual performance from Megan Castle. Again, potentially an early contender for the Golden Boot. The way she's playing. She has missed a few opportunities today. Been unlucky though on most of those occasions. When she's in on goal like that, there was only going to be one outcome. And again made by the quality of Nat DeMarco. How about the footwork she showed? Bit of a short pass from Percival. Robertson gets it up the field, looking for Young. Lovely footwork from her again. Can't find Rachel Van Alst. Singers gives it back to Van Alst, who's away from Singers. Great footwork from Van Alst. And nice idea by Moore, who's actually almost won it back. Ferla Neto. It's done really well. And she's passed 2 players. What a great move from Ferla Neto. And Layla Barber couldn't really get on the end of that one. We're a minute away from stoppage time at the end of the game. Pitkin. Robertson back to Emily Pierce. Well, Marcial Munoz named a 16-player squad for this game. 7 of them have scored, so almost half the team have scored. Really impressive. Again, the run by Nat DeMarco causing havoc, and Bonnie Young as well, taking on Maya Morton, who's stuck with her really well. Great ball from Young, looking for Nat DeMarco. And Olivia Kent, grateful that the shot was at a good height and a good position for her to hold. And Nat DeMarco again, those runs from midfield, so difficult to track for Majura. Well, one back by Lillian Pitkin. Castle, can she link up with Nat DeMarco again? Those two have looked particularly dangerous. Darby Whiteley, can she get in on the act? Shot down by Virginia Singers. Nat DeMarco, Stevens, Castle, Van Alst effort. Nearly picks out the top right corner. We're into stoppage time. Not long left, you'd assume. Olivia Kent with the goal kick. Potentially some of the last involvements of the game. Singers won by Bonnie Young. Van Aast, lovely turn. Bonnie Young again. Castle. Natamarco. Moore. Darby Whiteley wants the ball in. It almost found her. It came out to Bonnie Young. Blocked by Maya Morton, who's been really good off the bench. Pitkin. Martinello working hard. Still working hard at 8-0. Really impressive mindset from such a young team. So much more to come from them as well as they grow in their experience at this level. You can see the quality that they do have. Just a good learning experience, you feel. Now to Marco, great footwork again. Asking a bit too much of Bonnie Young there. Morton. And Young wins out. She's still hungry for goals. Out of play goes from Southam. It's going to be a corner. Majura will just be hoping for the final whistle at this point. It's been a difficult week for them. Playing on Tuesday, shipping 8 to Belconnen, now shipping 8 to Gungahlin. Now to Marco, giving it to Bonnie Young. Off it goes, the shoulder of Joanne Southam, collected by Amy Moore. We've played 3 minutes of stoppage time. Check the watch from Cameron Wallace, out of play by Bonnie Young. She's looked so hungry for goals today. Maybe she'll be disappointed with just the one. There's a few players who can say that. Singers, Natamarco, Amy Moore. Van Aast is an option, as is Darby Whiteley, who wants to get on the act. Darby Whiteley squaring it for Megan Castle, who could have had a hat-trick. It was a difficult height for her to put it in the back of the net. Well worked move. Darby Whiteley deserves credit. She had a great game. And with the last kick of the game, Megan Castle must be so disappointed. But she can take away another game where she scored 2 goals. A really quality 90-minute performance from Gungahlin. 4 goals in the first half, 4 goals in the second half. Too good for Majura today, which means they will head into that massive game against Belconnen next week off the back of 2 big wins. Full time here at Gungahlin Enclosed is Gungahlin United 8, Majura FC 0.